When we last left the Battle of Stones River, the Union McCook's line was coming apart at the seams, as the other parts of Rosecrans' army was becoming engaged in the battle. The 5th Wisconsin Battery, under the command of Captain Oscar Pinney, will begin their counterattack against the center line of Cleburne's brigade. Will they be effective against the troops of Brigadier General Bushrod Johnson, or will they be quickly overrun? All aboard the Kentucky-Tennessee Living Time Machine. Please fasten your seatbelts and keep your arms and legs inside of the vehicle at all times. But to get going, we need your help. We still need to fire up that time machine to transport us. Please help us by clicking on the like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons down below. Not only does this fire up the time machine for our flight back in time, but it convinces the YouTube algorithm that we need a bigger vehicle to reach more people who love history as much as you do. Now, back to our story. The 5th Wisconsin goes to battle. General Davis ordered Colonel Sidney Post's 1st Brigade to move back when he heard the guns being fired on the right of his position in the battle. Doing this caused problems for the 3 Illinois regiments. The novice companies of the 74th and 75th Illinois formed one regiment and were posted behind a split rail fence on the east side of the road. On the west side of the road were the 2 remaining regiments of the 59th Illinois and the 22nd Indiana. In the center of these regiments, in a cornfield, was Captain Oscar Pinney's 5th Wisconsin Battery. The battery had the advantage of a half-mile deep field of fire. The gunners swiftly went to work setting up the battery for battle. According to the source, Battle of Stones River, by Robert Cheeks, Captain Pinney is quoted as saying the following, quote, "Load solid shot. Fire by section. On my command." Pinney shouted as he cast his gaze along the line of eager Confederate infantrymen 1,000 yards to his front. "Section 1, fire," came Pinney's command, and the roar of 12-pounder Parrott rifles thundered across the glen. "Section 2, fire. Section 3, fire," unquote. Coming against Pinney's men was the Confederate 17th Tennessee, commanded by Colonel A.S. Marks, and the 35th Tennessee, commanded by Colonel John M. Hughes. They were advancing before they stopped just 150 yards in front of the Federals to shoot a volley against them. Pinney's men answered the volley with artillery fire. Marks, severely wounded, fell during the volley, leaving Lieutenant Colonel Watt Floyd in command. During the melee, Hughes took a serious wound to his head and was carried to the rear of his company. Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Davis replaced Hughes as commander of the 35th Tennessee. After the battle, Davis would later state, quote, "I never saw in any battle a more regular and constant fire," unquote. During the heat of the battle, Captain Henry E. Payne, commander of the 59th Illinois, ordered his men to lie down to load their guns and then fire when ready. Bushrod Johnson enters the fray. Observing the amount of heavy damage that his Confederate regiments were taking on, Bushrod Johnson ordered Captain Putnam Darton of the Jefferson Flying Artillery to bring his guns forward in the battle. Darton would report after the battle, quote, "I immediately moved by the left flank to an elevated position and came into battery to the right under the murderous fire of the canister from one of the enemy's batteries posted about 400 yards distant," unquote. In this moment, both the Union and Confederate brigades were now locked in a murderous battle. According to the source, Battle of Stones River by Robert Cheeks, quote, Sam Davis of the 25th Tennessee reported, "Although a great many of our men were killed and wounded at this place, our line was not confused, and the men continued to fire without noticing those killed or wounded." Payne commented, "I do not know how long we remained in that position, but my men poured a deadly and destructive fire upon the enemy," unquote. The battle continued for approximately 30 minutes, with the opposing warriors being at a distance of about 75 yards. Casualties began to rise, but did not deter the other side from the fight. As deadly as Piney's Parrott guns were, they simply were not enough, as Bushrod Johnson's Tennessee regiments paid special attention to their defeat on the battlefield. Men and horses began to fall to the Southern musketry. Captain Oscar Pinney fell beside his guns, and he, as well as many of his fellow men, were left behind on the field of battle where they fell. Colonel Sidney Post ordered Piney's guns to be withdrawn from the battle after Piney fell, but 18 of the battery horses were down, and leaving only 2 badly shot up horses remaining to pull one of the Parrott rifles. To take up the slack, under heavy Confederate fire, the men of the 59th Illinois ran to the guns, attached ropes to them, and began hauling them out of the way of the raining shells. They were able to save 5 of the guns that were used. In next week's video, entering into the field of battle will be Colonel Baldwin, commanding the 3rd Brigade of Richard Johnson's 2nd Division, and Brigadier General Phil Sheridan. Will Bragg continue his winning streak against the Federalists, or will the tide of war finally turn against him? Thank you. Kentucky Tennessee Living would like to thank you for watching our video series on the Appalachian Civil War battles. Don't forget to hit that like button, as the more likes we receive, the more likely YouTube is to suggest our videos to other viewers. Also, to receive notice when we upload a new video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell notification button. Be sure to double check that you are subscribed, as some of our viewers are finding that they are no longer subscribed to our channel. Thank you for continuing to support Kentucky Tennessee Living as we are discovering the mysteries in Appalachian history.